now understand stress is a very dangerous thing, and definitely something we want to avoid as much as possible. Luckily, today we have on Motti Shenker, who's a family therapist in private practice in Los Angeles, to help us uncover some ways that we can help to lower our stress and prevent some of these aforementioned outcomes. So hi, Motti. Thank you so much for coming today.
How are you, Ilana?
Very good, thank you. And I wanted to discuss with you that a lot of times clients tell me that they get so wound up with work that they come right into their house, very high stress level, they go straight to their kitchen, and they just ravenously binge. And it's such a hard thing.
Yeah.
What are some tips you can give someone for, channeling their stress before they enter the home?
It's a great question. One of the biggest reasons we get stressed is we lose control.
Right.
You're at work, there's clients, there's patients, there's deadlines, and we're out of control. And we can't, when we step into our car, it becomes a little bubble. It's our environment suddenly. After 8, 9, 10 hours at work, you step into your bubble, and now you're in control again. And that's your chance, your opportunity to get back in control and help relieve some of that anxiety and stress before you get home. So what can you do when you're in your car? Your favorite radio station, if you like talk radio. If you want to be extreme, get on a relaxation CD. Put it in the car. Don't fall asleep while you're driving. That might be too much.
That wouldn't be good.
But you're back in control now. If you like it hot, make it hot. If you like it cold, make it cold. Now you get back in control. Because when you're at work, so many hours a day we're there, and we're not in control. We can't do what we want to do. So get back in the car, slowly take your time. And if you find driving itself is stressful, which a lot of people complain to me about. I work all day and it takes me an hour to get home.
Right.
So you want to say, stop, park your car in the garage, in the street, wherever you are, and take 10 minutes just there, right there and then, before you step into the house. And then put on your music. Then do whatever it is you need to do. Because when you're stressed, your body just is craving those unhealthy foods, the salty, the fatty, the sugary foods. So you want to create a situation where you've lost that need for those foods before you get anywhere near your fridge.
That's a great idea. I wish more people would take that advice, but that is an excellent idea to think about, where you do have areas of control and take advantage of those areas. And if it's just air conditioning, that could be the one thing that really helps you feel like you have some control. So that's a really great piece of advice. I also hear a lot of people tell me that they have a coworker or boss they seriously do not get along with, and it creates a very stressful work atmosphere for them. What are some tips you can give people dealing with stressors in the workplace?
Yes, that's another very common thing. You're there, and you can't get to choose who you work with.
Right, it's like family.
Right, and some of the people you work with just really aren't very nice, or not nice to you at least. So what can you do to be able to walk out at the end of the day, not hating them, hating yourself, and hating life in general? So what I think you need to do is, a danger people have is suddenly everything's about me. The whole focus is on me. Well, let me explain what I mean. That if he's yelling, it's because of me. Well, wait a minute, stop a minute. Let's try and reframe. Maybe it's his problem or her problem, not mine. Maybe I should think, I don't say go around feeling sorry for your boss, but maybe, it's not about me. It's not out there to get me and make my life miserable.
Right.
He's him and whatever problems he has and issues he has and stress that he has, and it gets pushed onto me.
Right.
But it's not all about me. I have to think, maybe there's another reason. It's his thing. Let's keep it outside of me. I know that I'm competent. I know that I'm doing a good job. I'm doing what I have to do.
Keep reaffirming yourself and your own abilities, and almost like separate.
Exactly.
The stressors.
Just because he's angry doesn't mean I did anything wrong.
Right.
And it's very important. You have to remember, was in the workplace, to have that very clear distinction between being assertive and being aggressive.
Right.
Everybody's entitled to their rights in the workplace. So a certain amount of assertiveness is always very useful, and what a person needs. If there's other people to speak to in the office who can maybe help your situation, or there's a way that you can speak back to your boss in a polite, assertive, but not aggressive way, can also really help your situation.
Absolutely, and just deal with the issue rather than passively aggressive, deal with the issue.
Exactly.
And also eat your way through the issue. That would definitely be helpful. And I also noticed in working with people that typically stress comes on in an all or nothing pattern. Either like everything's going great, or 20 stressful things come in at once. I had a client tell me this week, her husband died one year, her mom died the next, and her dad died the next.
Oh, wow.
So it really just all comes down. So what's the best way to handle these scenarios?
Yeah, it's true. It's health, family, money, always seems to happen at the same time. Always happens at the same time. First thing I always tell people is, go make the separation between the things you can control and the things that you can't control. Because there's no point worrying and getting stressed about things that are out of your control.
Absolutely.
And then even the things you can control, yes, there could be 5, 10, 15 things going on at the same time. And so when you think about them all at the same time, that's when you become overwhelmed.
Right.
That's when you become stressed, anxious, and you can't sleep.
When the issue starts to take over you.
Exactly. It's just too much to deal with. You hear people say that, I've got too much on my plate. I can't deal with it all. So you take things one at a time. Let's deal with today. Let's deal with today's issues. What do I need to get done with today? What do I need to think about, plan, organize, solve? Let's do today first.
Right.
And then I can then I can worry about tomorrow. It's like, living in the present. What are today's set of problems? What are today's set of solutions? But when you try and do all of life in one go, you can never do it all.
And that's, I think, the best point, is you really need to think rationally within sometimes irrational situations.
That's a good way of putting it.
So when things are really stressful because you have a deadline, so then you grab 3 donuts, well, now you have an irrational thinking, and it just leads that slump to just get even further.
Exactly. Anytime you can be in control of more in control of your stress and emotions, you'll cut down on that need to go rushing for those unhealthy foods.
Absolutely. It's a really great piece of advice, one step at a time, for sure. And I was wondering, I know that you're also work in the Jewish environment, like serving as a spiritual leader in the community. I was wondering, I find that a lot of stress comes from fear. Fear of losing your job, fear of losing your health, fear of losing money, making mistakes, fear of commitment. How does a person instill some faith as a means of lowering stress?
That's an important point. A lot of people find that faith really helps them with dealing with life's stressful situations. Faith is the feeling, the idea that it can't be so bad. I can't go so far wrong, because I have this trust and this confidence in, if it's a God or a higher power, that they're really ultimately taking care of me and helping me through my life and getting things done. Even if the situation seems pretty dark and grim right now, faith helps you to see ahead that there's going to be a better time ahead, and a brighter future, if you like. So to instill that faith, people should look into many religions, faiths around. People look into their own thing, find different groups in their church or synagogue, and spend some time reading. Go to the bookstore, go to the library, and take out a book about faith, about your religion, and see what it has to offer you.
Absolutely. I try to emphasize that with people. It's hard. I'm definitely not a spiritual leader myself, but just kind of breathing in faith and breathing out fear, I find really helps to just relieve stress.
Having a faith in God or a higher power is like the ultimate support system.
Right.
And that's also what a lot of times when people are feeling stress is they're lacking a support system. They feel that it's all upon them and they have to do everything themselves. So having faith and having a feeling that you have a relationship with whatever your religion is and whatever your faith is gives you that support that someone's helping me through this process.
Absolutely. Whatever helps to relieve stress. Have you ever personally worked with someone and found that once a person takes control over a stressful situation, other stresses in their life and their health, everything starts to stabilize as well?
That definitely can happen. I was thinking of, as you're asking, I think of one woman in particular who, as an adult, still had a terrible relationship with her mother. And she came to me leading up to a family reunion, which family reunions can be tricky at the best of times. But when already the relationship is extremely strained, then it was causing her a lot of problems, and that stress was definitely spilling over into the relationship with her husband and her children, and affecting her work. So we worked together on what is her relationship with her mother, and how should she handle that relationship. And we made some great progress, did some really good work. And when she got on top of that, really a lot of the other problems kind of just almost vanished by themselves.
Right. It's nice. So nothing's really spilling over. And I know you also specialize in couples therapy, and you and your wife actually both do this together. His wife is also a wonderful, wonderful person. And how does a happy marriage play a role in a person's ability to manage stress?
Yeah, marriage is a really important thing when it comes to stress. They say an Englishman's home is his castle. The truth is, a person's home should be their sanctuary.
Right.
You want your home to be the place where you can come home and feel safe and feel secure. And a stable marriage, or it doesn't have to be a marriage, a stable relationship,
and home environment. A
home environment will give you that security that when you come home, I can breathe. I don't have to worry what's going to happen next, what the next explosion is going to be. I don't have to walk in the door and think, my partner is going to start nagging me or bugging me. So the fact that I can come home instead of what do you do about getting home? Right? You want to get home, and then when you're there, okay, wow, now I'm in a safe place. I can stop, I can breathe, I can feel safe, and now I can start tackling some of those issues or giving that time to myself to help me with that stress or anxiety or problems I'm having. Now I'm home, I can make sure I'm eating properly, make sure I have time for exercise, meditate if that's what helps you to relax. But having that stable relationship, that stable home environment is almost critical, almost indispensable when it comes to dealing with stress. If you're stressed all day long and then you come home and the stress keeps going, you're never going to get out of it. And being part of being a partner, being part of being in a relationship, is that you're offering your help to support someone.
Absolutely.
And that's a big responsibility when you get into a relationship. It's not all about me anymore. And people say to me, how do you know when I'm ready to get married? I say, when you're ready to stop being selfish.
Right.
When you're ready to be in a situation where you want to give to someone. And that part of giving to them is you're there to support them and to help them through their problems by offering a safe, stable, and secure relationship.
Absolutely. And I definitely recommend, Motti and his wife Sharon, if there are any issues in your home, in the Los Angeles area, because they really are terrific at working that out and give amazing talks and everything else. One thing your wife taught me that I heard her speak once was she said, responsible, it means to be able to control your responses.
That's right.
And I think that's a great way to also think about stress and take it on, is how are you going to be responsible in the stressful situation.
That's right.
So thank you so much for coming on
today. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
How can people find you?
Best way to contact me is through my email address, mottimft@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming on today.
All right. Thank you, Ilana.
For more on living healthy, living well, be sure to subscribe to emPOWERme.tv. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.